There is a substantial risk of loss associated with trading forex, binary options, stocks, or equities, collectively, asset classes. Only risk capital should be used for trading. Trading in any asset classes is not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. No representation is being made that investors will make profits or will not sustain losses. Before trading in any asset classes, investors should consult with their professional broker, financial advisor, or financial consultant to determine whether trading asset classes is appropriate. Investors who trade in any asset classes should only do so if the capital used for this purpose represents funds that an investor can afford to lose without adversely impacting the investor's lifestyle. No trading strategy or methodology is without risk of loss. No trading strategy is risk-free, and no trading strategy can guarantee profits or freedom from losses. Investors risk losing the cost to execute any transaction, including associated commissions or fees. You should carefully consider whether trading in any asset class is appropriate for you in light of your investment experience and financial resources. Any trading decisions you make are solely your responsibility and at your own risk. None of the statements or materials in the Auvoria Prime chat rooms constitute a solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell.
Results for GearBox. We're also going to be talking about GearBox 2.03 that has come out and be giving you guys some updates into the future of GearBox as well and where we're at. So what you guys are looking at right here is our long-term data accounts since October of 2020 with swing settings on a $500 account. All right, so just to rephrase, these are data accounts. We run them raw with the default swing settings, 25% balance protection, meaning it won't take trades after 25% drawdown, but let it mimic the experience somebody would have if they were running these pairs on a account altogether. So what you're going to see here is the overall results with those swing settings since the beginning of time. And we're going to talk about what pairs are best to run, new accounts, setup, and really going forward with GearBox. And we're going to also show you a customer's account that was sent to me that is now over 1 year old and up over 100%. That looks incredible. We're going to show that today as well, just to show you guys some more longevity with, running the full GearBox strategy, but also taking it to a super dialed in level where we're just focusing on the best performing pairs. So with that getting started, the first thing to look at is USD CAD has been our all-time top performer since the beginning of time. Euro USD as well. GBP NZD, AUD USD. We're going to skip NZD JPY because the drawdown was higher and because JPY pairs I'm not a big fan of. We would do NZD USD. And last but not least, Euro AUD. These are the 6 pairs. And if you want to be super conservative, just USD CAD, Euro USD, and AUD USD, in my opinion. For the extra conservative person, sticking to 0.01 per 1,000, lot size below a 10K balance. Over 10K, I'd go 0.01 per 1,500, and over 25 to 50,000, 0.01 per 3,000, and you get into a few $100,000, then 0.01 per 0.05. Now these are the long-term accounts that have existed since the beginning of time. Now we also are going to go into the 2.0 accounts. So this is since I released GearBox 2.0. We can talk about best pairs. USD CHF, obviously not an ideal pair. We can look and see the pairs that are performing and the pairs that haven't been. USD CAD, once again, you can see since the beginning release is again one of our better performing pairs, regardless of how good CHF JPY could look. Drawdown again just got higher on it. I don't like JPY pairs. I avoid them. Euro USD, again, top performer, number 2 in my opinion. GCAD can be great, but has its losing times from time to time. JPY, I avoid. We can go to NZD USD, which again hasn't taken a trade yet since 2.0 was released. Euro AUD, which we talked about, and GBP NZD, which GBP NZD also has not taken a trade yet since November 1st. Now, some of those other pairs, don't take as many trades. USD CAD is going to take the most, Euro USD the next most, AUD USD the next most, and then the other 3 will be even less than that, but just good to have in the mix for when GearBox does see a good trade setup. Please note, the less pairs you're running, the less active GearBox is going to be, but if you're running the best performing pairs, you're going to have a incredible result typically. So that would be my advice looking at that. Now, let's take a look at a customer. This customer, again, has been using pretty much all the majors and minors since the beginning of time. They started this account March 3rd, 2022, so we are over now 13 months. And in 13 months, they are up over 102% on this account since starting. This is a GearBox account. You can see where the 2.0 GearBox update was released as well. As you can see the increase in performance here. This is when we added to GearBox 2.0 the trailing stop loss setting. So instead of a take profit, we are using a trailing stop loss. And that has been increasing the profit very amazingly. And we can see all the results, the profit factor. And let's go month by month on this account. So since they started in March 2022, this is what their monthlies have looked like. Pretty awesome. You can see they have started to dial in some of the pairs a bit more, it looks like. Still running some other ones, but for the most part, they're still running a good variety and scanning a lot of different pairs for entries. But they have had an incredible result since the beginning of time. Using GearBox, and this is just another example of why I believe GearBox is such a powerful EA for the average person to see a pretty consistent, thorough success using the product. It's just a great product. So with that being said, this is another look at a retail, Auvoria Prime customers account that is using GearBox. Now with that being said, let's go take a look over at our actual new version of GearBox here. So let me just pull up an account. I think this is the only one GearBox open, and awesome. So we're just going to go ahead and we are going to open the settings. Aren't the ideal settings though, so let's ignore that. This was a test account for something. We'll put the manager on here. Well, actually, just go over here. Oh, no. Give me a second so I can get into an account we can look at here with 2.0. All right, there we go. So let's take a look. So this is actually the ideal setup moving forward. These are the 6 pairs I had named. So this is the setup that I'm going to be running for a very conservative experience. Obviously on smaller accounts, I might add more pairs if I'm a riskier person. But as you get into larger accounts, wanting to just make profit, low drawdown, high win rates, these are the pairs that have performed the best with the least risk and the least drawdown for 2.5 years straight on our raw data account. So with that being said, this is what that looks like. Now let's go into the actual settings. So in 2.03, there was a few settings added, and you're going to notice 2 of them right here. Max base pairs trading at the same time and max quote pairs trading at the same time. So you have your base and your quote right here, right? So Euro and USD. One of those is a base, one of those is a quote. So you can limit how many that might have a very similar base or, quote pair you can be in at the same time. On top of max pairs trading at the same time, on top of correlation filter, you can now even dial in more your risk there. You could set this to 1 and 1 and use a correlation filter too, and now your risk of ever being in 3 of very similar trades that are going to be affected the same way is going to be very minimal. So those were 2 of the nice things with the max base pairs and quote pairs trading at the same time. The next thing you're going to notice is that we added a first 2 real trades TP. So if you use real trades only here, right, and you set a TP such as 15, now on the first 2 trades it takes, it's going to put your take profit level here. Now, this take profit, again, it's not going to actually put a take profit if you're using a trailing stop, which we are. What would happen in this scenario is we would set a TP at 15, and then it would wait till it was actually in 40 pips profit, and then it would activate a trailing stop loss, right? That is 15 pips in profit, 25 out, so it's leaving it room to run, and it would trail up every single 1 pip in the correct direction until it gets taken out. So you're always leaving 25 pips on the table, essentially, using the default trailing stop loss setting, but it has proven to be very effective. You can, again, change this number, and you can change this number. But in order for your custom TP to work, you have to switch to the real trades only setting here, and then it will take effect. If you're using double TP or Ghost plus real, this does not do anything. It is just not effective, or there's no point to it. It's not doing anything for you. But if you do switch to real trades only and you want to use a custom take profit, you can do that right here. And those are the changes that we made in 2.03. We hope that you like them. We believe that the max base pairs and quote pairs will drastically help those of you who do want to run more than these 6 pairs, right? So if you're just running these 6 pairs, maybe the correlation filter and the max base pairs and quote pairs isn't the biggest thing unless you want to be extra conservative. But for those of you who are maybe running, with 28 pairs, 25 pairs, 20 pairs, 10 pairs, this helps you dial in your risk better to make sure that you don't get into one of those more illiquid pairs and another pair that's similarly illiquid that are maybe not fully correlated on an 85% positive or negative level, but they do have the same base or quote pair, which means they also similarly will still move the same direction. So with that being said, those are the changes. Those are the updates. Let's also just go ahead and take a look at the news for the week ahead. We'll go over here to Forex Factory and take a look at that. So taking a look at Forex Factory, looking at the weeks ahead here. You'll be able to go ahead and see that we do not have any red folders on Monday. We have some red folders on Tuesday, AUD, some Wednesdays, no red folder. Thursday we got USD, unemployment claims, advanced GDP. Then Friday we have some European news, some JPY news. JPY, again, I'm not really using JPY anymore on GearBox, so hopefully that one won't affect you and you're doing the same. And then some more USD. So awesome stuff. With that being said, that is it for now. Look forward to these updates with GearBox. So I actually have some updates for GearBox. We have recently just moved and tested, and we're in testing right now, of GearBox for MetaTrader 5. We are testing that as well. MetaTrader 5 makes back testing and optimization a lot easier. So we're in the works of taking GearBox's strategies and making them very highly back testable so that we can really further even optimize our results to some of those pairs that maybe are our worst performers. Well, how can we get those to become better performing pairs? And we really want to run through those optimizations, and it's easiest to do it in MT5. So we've been working hard around the clock with our programming team to get things converted to MT5 and also be able to further back test things and have things in a very nice manner. So with that being said, I hope you are excited for the future. GearBox, as always, we have our 2.5+ year track records, and we're looking forward to further enhancing, optimizing, and standing apart from the crowd, as there's a lot of options out there, but we hope to be something that people can turn to for a consistent and peace of mind product to help them grow their wealth. But with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and look forward to seeing some amazing profits on the horizon. Cheers, everybody.